Riley White, Oz Phantom here. Welcome back to the channel. Last time you saw us, we were 2.5, 3 weeks out. We were doing the shredded chest session, mealtime thoughts, and some posing. Today, we are going to do a peak week grocery haul. In between last time you saw me and now, I had an opportunity to trial a depletion phase and a mock prep as well, or a mock peak, so to say. So the depletion, not so fun. But the peak is a really exciting time. So that was in the realms of 850 grams worth of carbs, just to see how I respond to the food, see if we can find a point where I'm nice and full but don't spill over. Looking like we'll probably need closer to the 1,000 grams of carbs there to really get to where we need to be. So you can see up on the screen here, this was fully depleted. So the morning of the carb up, this was up nice and early, about 4:30 a.m. Get the pictures in so I could start getting the food in. And here's what we look like the following morning. So you can see that there was a little bit of life brought back to the physique, but it wasn't quite where we needed in terms of fullness, and there wasn't really any distinguishable spillover either. That was a fantastic time. Up at 4 a.m. to start getting the food in early. So that was a really nice little break from the trenches, so to say. But we're going to take you down to the shops. I'll show you through everything that we've got for peak week. Now, this is subject to change, being so close to show and also so close to the weight cap. You know, we've really taken everything day by day, 2 check-ins per day for coach, up nice and early to review everything and make the changes as we go. So this could all change. So we've got a couple of days worth of food here, but we'll see what the week brings. This is a really, really exciting period where, you know, all of the effort comes together. It is the actualization, the realization of all the effort that we've put in over the past 16 to 18 weeks. So this is where it's all real, comes together, the excitement comes out, the energy lifts, and man, I can't wait to see what the week brings. I've got the list here from Coach for what the rest of the week will look like, but it is subject to change with how rapidly my body is changing at the moment and responding to the food. You know, we're doing 2 check-ins a day at the moment, so 1 fast in the morning, 1 right before bed. He's up early, he's checking my check-in first thing in the morning, so that's at 5:30, and food could change on a dime, you know, especially with how we're looking at manipulating electrolytes to get the right look. So, you know, we'll buy all the food. Probably it will just be the amounts that vary as we go though. We're playing with about 900 grams worth of body weight below the weight cap at the moment. We went down on the weekend and compared my own scales compared to the scales they're going to use at weigh-ins, so we can start trickling in a little bit more food. We want to make sure we're coming in right on that weight cap, and because of that, you know, it requires a lot of fine-tuning. We want to make sure that we're on the ball every day, making the adjustments as needed. So this is subject to change.
Run me through it. What do we have?
So we've got granola, light Greek yogurt and honey. That's a brekkie. Forget the turkey breast there. For lunches, we've got basa, spud light, some jasmine rice, asparagus, beetroot, pineapple, and carrots for a little bit of volume, micronutrient dense. Dinner, turkey breast, and then some spud lights as well. Banana, heart salt, chicken heart salt, and that makes up most of the nutrition, save for peri-workout nutrition, which is obviously carbohydrate powders, EAAs, blends like that, which you could probably show you another time, or even just do photo overlays of. We'll kick it off with some nanis. Ladyfingers, I find, are the ones that are most likely to actually be sweet and ripe and ready to eat. Man, there's nothing worse than when you're trying to have your fucking breakfast and you got that like powdery, not yet ripe banana sensation. Bananas are a really important source of potassium for us at the moment, which we are actually measuring alongside all of what we add on top. So this is all of our electrolytes through the food that we're eating are measured as well, so we're not missing anything here. So the spud lights, we're running through probably the latter third of this prep here, a great way to add some additional volume. But as we're getting closer to show day, we are trying to cut the volume down, keep my midsection in check. Now it is at its smallest of all time, but if we can help bring it down that little bit more show before show, then that's an added bonus. So Spud Light right now is only for dinner, whereas up until recently it was with all meals. We've just swapped them over to rice. If you're on a seafood diet and you are coming up to show, frozen seafood is the way to go when it comes to prepping. I mean, obviously everything is better fresh, but pay attention to the sodium content of frozen seafood versus fresh seafood. Oftentimes this stuff will be much higher in sodium, so if you're paying close attention to your electrolytes, then that's worth considering. Bit of luck on the old turkey breast. And normally you could back it up with the turkey breast mince instead, but they might be out, so back to chicken breast it is. Oh yeah, of course, fucking Greek yogurt. So I was doing for quite a while, purely because it was yummy, an eggs brekkie, so like a scrambled eggs, mushrooms, capsicum. But we've just gone back to a Greek yogurt-based breakfast, mainly just to help, well, it is actually fucking really yum. I'll show you with the granola and the whey protein, but mainly because of the digestive benefits to Greek yogurt. I know I tolerate it well. Anything leading up to show that's going to help improve my digestion, help improve gastric emptying, is going to help keep my waist in check as we lead up to the show. Actually, I'll get Brendan to do an overlay of what my brekkie looks like at the moment. Man, it looks like a mess, but if you're looking for something that's a little bit different, that isn't just, highly processed cereal, that is still really, really yummy, man, the Greek yogurt, the granola mixed in with your favorite whey protein is a really, really awesome way to go. Honey, take your pick. Man, the granola brekkie. Jordan's granola. Where is that? This Jordan's granola has been a staple breakfast for me for probably the past 3 years of my bodybuilding career. It was the one I popped up earlier. This is what I mix with my light Greek yogurt, my whey protein. I could eat this every day for the rest of my life and be perfectly content. You can see I'm tracking my water intake at the top there. So I actually just had another 500 ml. So I have 200 milliliters of water to intake before the end of the day, which is gonna suck, man. I'm smashing water, pissing like a racehorse. There is no amount at the moment that satisfies me, so I'm going to bed so dehydrated, but we've got to make sure that everything is absolutely dialed in. So only 7 liters at the moment. We don't want to be flushing through too much too early, so that just is what it is. And today's 7 liters, tomorrow's 8 liters, 9 liters, and then 10 liters leading into the show. It sounds like such an absurd amount of water, but we've trialed this in the previous weeks, and it seems to be that the more I drink, the more it flushes through me and the drier I get. Especially if we have a higher potassium sodium ratio, then that's what works, but we don't want to flush it all out too early. So yeah. Having a look at canned vegetables. A lot of people have a lot of things to say about this. Right now, when I'm looking after the morning routine, got to get up early, do my meal prep, get the girls ready, do the school drop off, make it to the gym in time. Convenience is key, man. We'll get to a point this off season where either I can retire now, or we can change our routine. I would love to prepare all of my fruit and vegetables fresh from the shelf every single day. But for now, man, canned vegetables are convenient, quick and easy. So that's what we're doing. Canned asparagus. Man, you can make fun of me for this if you want. I will eat this out of the tin on its own as it is. By the tin full. So last week, talking about making sure electrolytes and everything are dialed in, we were looking for an opportunity to practice it all leading up to a peak to make sure we get it right. Now, states will be a practice for nationals anyway, but we depleted last week on the Wednesday. It was a nice silver lining. We actually trialed a bit of a carb up, see how much I could handle before spilling over, and just test a generic, electrolyte ratio. So it was 850 grams worth of carbohydrates in the vicinity of 5,000 total calories, which was actually really nice. To get that in, I had to get up early, so 4 o'clock was my first meal, but it gave us a really nice opportunity just to make sure, we knew what we were up for and what I needed to fill up. But I think it's looking like we're probably going to need in the realms of 1,000 grams worth of carbs to get me to a point where I'm as full as we need to be without spilling over too much. So, given that weigh-ins, or we're pushing the weight limit, weigh-ins are at 10 a.m. and I had to get up early to get the 850 grams worth of carbs in. So I'm curious to see how we're going to get 1,000 in, following weigh-ins, but we'll make it happen. Oh, here we go. So pickles are another one. If you can add in a small amount with a meal or two throughout the day that are really going to aid digestion. I know a lot of you guys aren't a fan of pickles, but if you can pick up sweet and sour pickles, or there is, and I can't for the life of me find it, but there is a maple bacon pickle jar. These are the things that make the food items that really help you out, especially from a digestion perspective, that much better. Digestion and gut health are the foundations of everything that we're trying to do here, from a physique perspective, from a performance perspective, from a health and wellness perspective, so a longevity perspective. So anything that you can do to help aid your digestive health and your gut health, improve your gut microbiome, is a win. And there is so much that you can do. See me walking past the sauce aisle, man, and it is so tempting But sauces are one of the few things that people generally get stuck on because they have so many hidden calories in them. We have access to so many different types of seasoning now that that's generally just the way to go. So if you're on prep, man, you're close to stage, you're fine tuning stuff, just walk straight past the sauce aisle. See me walking past the sauce aisle, man, and it is so tempting. But sauces are one of the few things that people generally get stuck on because they have so many hidden calories in them. We have access to so many different types of seasoning now that that's generally just the way to go. So if you're on prep, man, you're close to stage, you're fine tuning stuff, just walk straight past the sauce aisle. Jasmine rice, absolute staple. I would actually generally, for the sake of convenience, just buy the microwave stuff. But like I was saying to you early, anything that's going to help from a digestion perspective is a win. I don't know what's in the jasmine rice microwave packets, so I'll buy the cooked stuff. I'll pull my finger out, stop being a lazy prick, rinse it off properly, make sure digestion is absolutely dialed in. Again, obviously, fresh is the way to go, especially with pineapple from a digestion perspective. I know I ramble about digestion a lot. I love my gut health. The bromine that's in these, that aids with digestion, there's a part of the packaging process that actually eliminates some of it, so it's not as good. But like I said to you, when I've got the morning routine, we're rushing around. For now, at least, convenience is key. Tinned is fine. Make sure you are getting pineapple in juice and not syrup. And spices earlier, it sounds super fancy. It doesn't have to be. If you are on a seafood diet or a fish diet or any plain type of protein diet, you can get, I don't even have it here today, but I do have it some at home, so I can show you. Heart salt. So this stuff is higher in potassium, so really good if you need to manipulate your electrolytes, but they do a chicken heart salt version. Goes incredible on fish, goes incredible on chicken, goes incredible on turkey. So, you know, like talking about sauces earlier, having all those hidden calories, you don't need them. Just your different types of salt should be ample. But the chicken heart, man, it slaps. In any case, even if you don't like the taste of additional salt in your pre-workout, from a performance and a pump perspective, it's a great idea. If you're not already doing it, man, hydration is the foundation, alongside all the other things that I will tell you are the foundation for performance in the gym. Shitloads of water and a bucket load of additional sodium peri-training, making sure that your blood pressure is under control, obviously, is going to take your training to the next level. That's actually it. And given that anything could change at any given point in time, I do not want to buy 2 weeks worth of food for coach tomorrow morning to go, all right, great news, we're changing everything up. Your food's going to go to waste. So just a few days worth here, and I can do a top up as we're leading into the show with whatever else I need as well. $100 for like 2 days worth of food. Jack Dad things. Oh, what broke? Oh man, me fucking pickles. They'll go on the floor. All right, guys, that was our peak week grocery haul. Next time you see me, it'll be the morning of the show, which I'm really, really excited to show you. You know, like I said, this is a really, really special period. So, man, we'll take the rest of the week a day at a time, really lean into and enjoy the process. Like I said, this is the realization of the past 16 to 18 weeks worth of effort. So I really want to make sure that I'm being present and aware and enjoying this process as much as I can. But we'll check in and we'll see you then.